This is a demonstration of how to use a suspense column. We have a simple little analysis sheet here where we're intending to make a little grid of transactions and analysis. So let's put some figures in here. 234, 5.2, £10.20, 56.8, 55, any old figures, 99.99, let's say. Right. And so we now know what the total of all these items of, let's say, expenditure are, £457.19. And we need to put these into the different columns. And of course, in real life, there'll be something like accountancy, postage, stationery, rent, rates, etc. So let's imagine that the £235.20 is column 1, and this one is there, and this one is item there, and this one is here. Right, now, so we've analysed our spreadsheet. We've now got several columns and we've got analysis of each column. But let's just do a little test down here. If we add these ones up, they come to £400.30. It's not the same as £457.19, which is the total there. Now, where have we gone wrong? Now, if you're doing this job manually, and you imagine that this is quite a large sheet containing a month's transactions perhaps, and you get to this stage, how do you sort that out? Where on earth could the errors be in this table? Well, there's a simple way of tracking them down. What you do is you put a clever function in this last column called a suspense column. You ask it to say equals the item in the first column minus the sum of the items in the subsequent columns. And you can see up here the function. Column B4 minus the sum C4 to F4. Enter that, and then fill it down. And you'll see there's an item of 56.89 there, which actually, if you extend this here, take the one away from the other, you can see 56.89 is your problem. But that isn't any good to you. This little bit down here is all very well. It'll tell you what the total error is, but it doesn't tell you where it is. You need to know where it is. Well, if we go over to our useful suspense column here, you can see there that I foolishly stroke deliberately for the purposes of this demonstration typed £10.12 instead of £10.20. So let's correct that, £10.20. And that figure disappears and the two totals still match each other. Here's another error, £99.99, wasn't it? So we'll edit that one, 99. And this one I forgot about completely. Or perhaps I didn't. Perhaps I just didn't know the answer to it yet. Perhaps over here, the payee was Blogs Limited. And I'm working late at night on behalf of my client. I know he paid that check to Blogs Limited for £56.80. But even after Googling Blogs Limited, I've no idea what they supply. And I don't want to bother him late at night, because he'd be very angry with me for ringing him up and waking him up and his family. But I do know where my problem is. I can do all the rest of my work, finish it off, and I can come back to that. And either I email him or I ring him up the next day and say, hello, Fred, just one query. What do Blogs Limited supply? We buy all our widgets from them, he says. Okay, it's widgets, which is, let's say, item 4, and we complete our work. But we're not held up from completing the mass of the work whilst we leave queries behind. We know where the queries are, we can come back to them. And what's more, we don't spend hours agonizing over what the queries are and where they are. I promise you that one little idea will save you hours and hours and hours of work.